Good morning, sir. Good morning, classmate. I am Manipel Aidin and together Miss Lilam, and we would like to discuss sociological criticisms. So, what is a sociological criticisms? An approach to literature by critics interested in exploring the economic, racial, and political context which fiction, poetry, and drama are created and read. So technically, when we say sociological criticism, it is an issue of our society, political, uh, religious, and economic, and etc. So sociological criticisms is a literary analysis that examines that social, economic, racial, and political influence on literary works, aiming to understand how literary reflects and interacts within time's social structures. For example, in analyzing a novel set in a certain historical period, sociological criticisms may explore how characters' experience and relationship are shaped by the prevailing social norms and economic condition of that time. So, this approach examines that the literature in the cultural, economic, and political context in which is written or received, exploring the relationship between the artist and society. So next is, what is a sociological criticism? So sociological criticisms analysis both how social function in a literature and how literature works in society. This form of literature criticism was introduced by Kenneth Burke, a 20th century literature and critical theorist whose artic and literature as equipment for living outline the specification and significance of us as critics. So next is sociological criticism. So it is considered art as a manifestation of society, one that contains metaphors and reference directly applicable to the existing society at the time of its creation. So social criticisms is influenced by new criticisms. However, it uh, it adds a sociological element as found with critical theory, Fanco- Fanfort, Frankfurt School, and considers art as a manifestation of society. So lastly is according to Kenneth Burke, works of art, including a literature, are strategic namings of situations that allows readers to better understand and gains short control over societal happening through the work of art.
So examples of sociological criticism. So we have here the Animal Farm by George Orwell. The main ideas in the novel of Animal Farm are leadership and corruption. Animal Farm depicts a group of animals who rebel against humans and become their own masters. Things work smoothly at first, and the animals revel in their freedom and have equality. However, the pigs become power hungry and become the new oppressors of the animal and become indistinguishable from humans. So, the main characters of the short novel are the animals. We have Mr. Jones, the owner of the farm, Old Major, Napoleon, Snowball, and Boxer, and the rest of the animals. So here is a small summary of the short novel. Mr. Jones is not a responsible owner of an animal farm. He starved the animals and abused them. So Old Major planned a rebellion to overthrow Mr. Jones. The animals supported him, but before the rebellion happened, Old Major died. So Snowball and Napoleon decided to lead the rebellion, and they successfully overthrow Old Major. Everything went smoothly until Napoleon and Snowball had a conflict. They become greedy for power, so they fight, and Napoleon won. He led the animals with the concept of animalism. They have 7 commandments to follow. Napoleon became so greedy for power that he started to overwork the animals. He sells them he sells them to buy whiskey. He started to also associate with humans. Later on, the animals realized that Napoleon was the real antagonist. He even betrayed his most loyal subordinate, which is Boxer. He killed him and he sell him. Next, Animal Farm was based on the Russian Revolution. It was a period of political and social change in Russian Empire, starting in 1917. This period saw Russia abolish its monarchy and adopt a socialist form of government following two successive revolutions and a bloody civil war. So Animal Farm is based on a real-life event that happened in Russia. So if Russia have Animal Farm, we Filipinos have the novel of Jose Rizal, the No Limitang Hire, and El Filibusterismo, in which Dr. Jose Rizal showed what type of society we had before religion had a great impact in our society, that they can use it to corrupt money. And also, if you can study, for women, they can only go to convento or church and learn how to be a good mother, a good wife, and how to serve their family. While men can be doctors, politicians, businessmen, lawyer, because the society expect them to lead and expect the women to serve. So sociological approach is not limited to short novels, or historical literature. It also includes art. Like what Kenneth Burke said, work of art are strategic naming of situation that allows the reader to better understand and gain a sort of control over societal happenings through the work of art. So based on the pictures, what type of society can you see? Is it manipulative? Is it corrupt? Is it united? So just by looking at the art, you can already have an idea of what the artist is trying to convey. So we also have songs. Who Says by Selena Gomez. Who Says is about loving yourself regardless of what others may see or think about you. The lyrics encourage listeners to ignore the negative comments and hurtful words of others and to embrace their true selves instead. So it's a song that means to love yourself, to be confident about yourself, and also equality. So for guide questions, we have what goes on in and between groups of people. So for our example, Animal Farm, we have corruption, bad leadership, power hungry. So next, what are the social differences we observe? So the social differences we observe, we can include difference in social standing, difference in race or ethnicity. So yeah. So next is what is happening in social institutions. So social institutions like government, family, education, religion, you can include that when you're writing a sociological approach. So last, why and how social change is occurring. So you have to find out what are the factors that nag-result why there is a social change. It can be negative or it can be positive. So that's the end of our report. Thank you so much.